What is up, Killer Collective? Mount Killer here, bringing you a prismatic and psychology type video today. That's right. Man, my intros are terrible. I can never think of anything cool to say. It's funny. Today we're going to open up these 8 packs of prismatic. We're also going to talk about market manipulation and the psychology behind it. Make sure you guys aren't falling trap to all the ways that we are getting manipulated in the Pokemon market. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications if you never want to miss a video or a stream. Give me a comment down below. Let me know how you think your week's going to be, what your plans are going to be. Make sure you grab this week by the cloister. Let's see if we can get some bangers. Gosse Fleur. Oh!
I knew there was...
Oh! Oh, no way, dude. I'm going to stay with you, Eric, so Steven can't kill us. Let's fucking go. How is everybody doing today? I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking. Of course you asked. You're all nice, polite people, right? Man, it was like Friday when I decided I was going to open up this prismatic, and I was like, this might be my last decent sized is 8 packs, but decent sized prismatic opening. I'm not really going to chase it anymore like I was. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a cool set, lots of big bangers, but I don't really find myself enjoying it that much when I open it, and I hate to say that out loud because I know a lot of people can't find it, and you're like, God, you're a dick. But that's not what it is. It's just because it's so hard to find, and because I know I don't have more in the stash to open, it just kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit when you don't get any hits, you know? And, but then I was thinking I did order 2 ETBs from Amazon UK, but it's been 2 months. I don't think they're going to ship. I did order a booster bundle from Amazon UK, and I think that will ship, hopefully. And then, of course, the Super Premium Collection, right? Plus, we know that Pokemon's not going to let this set die. You know, for every, like, Blooming Waters 151 box, I'm sure they're going to have, like, a Burning Anus Prismatic Evolutions box that comes out in a year or something. They're going to run this bad boy into the ground. You better believe it. They're not going to let the Eevee set go down quietly. So, all right, here we go. We got 8 packs, prismatic, 2 from a mini tin, 6 from a booster bundle. All of these did come from the great Danny Phantump up at the Card Coliseum. Make sure you guys show that man some love. I'm going to have all his links down in the description. He's an awesome dude, awesome shop, really helps me out. He's been like a mentor to me, honestly, and I really appreciate the hell out of Danny. So you guys need to show that man some love. This stuff did come in MSRP as well. He has not sold any prismatic for over MSRP. So shout out to that man. All right, so market manipulation, right? We all have a pretty good idea what that means. You know, somebody behind the strings, some evil puppeteer is like, ooh, making these prices do all kinds of crazy things. And I mean, to be honest, that's not the worst description for it. So I think we all have a pretty basic idea. People are controlling what we perceive as the market price. All right, but you guys need to remember that market price is only as much as somebody's willing to pay. So all these arbitrary numbers, things like TCG player, price charting, whatever, I mean, that is a number, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what somebody's willing to pay for your item. So just keep that in mind. I see it all the time, people selling stuff on Twitter. They say, hey, you know, TCG player price on this is 100, but I'm going to list it for 90, which is smart because people automatically want to feel like they won on a deal, right? Like, oh, I'm paying $10 less than market value. So it's a smart way to sell things. But then that same person the next day is like, oh, drop it to 85. And then 3 days later, they're like, oh, drop it to 80. And then somebody buys it. So is the market price really $100 then? Something to consider. All right, so there's plenty of ways that these people actually artificially inflate the market, do the market manipulation. A big part of that is what we already mentioned, which it kind of refers to a video from a few weeks back called Anchoring, where you take a well-known number. Oh, we got a knockdown Master Ball. I think this is our first Master Ball from Prismatic. I think it is. I can't remember. I'll take that, though. That's some first pack magic from that mini tin, baby. You take something like well-known, like something like TCG player, right? And that's where people get this number from. That's called anchoring. It's the number you see that sticks in your mind, that has the most impact. For a lot of people, that is TCG player. I prefer price charting because it does eBay last sold, and I feel like that's manipulated a little bit less, but Maybe it isn't. I don't know. We're going to go over some like investing terms here too. Runs. So it's when you make a lot of purchases or sales of one product to make it seem like there's a lot more interest than there is. Okay. That's obviously something that's going on TCG Player, it seems like. Of course, pump and dump. Most people are familiar with that term. Raise the value by any means necessary, sometimes by cheating the system, and then sell for a profit at its peak. That's the whole gist of the market manipulation that people are doing on TCG Player. People are also doing what's called a wash trade. You do the buying and the selling of an item, sometimes at the same value. Sometimes, you sell it for more, and then you pay more than you would normally just to increase that market value. The important part there is that either you're doing the buying or somebody you know is doing the buying, because that way people actually pay these inflated prices. And then cornering the market. That's pretty obvious too. That's when somebody buys up all the stock of something. We got a hemorrhoid donut Pokeball. Iron boulder. That's a nice boulder. And an Archelodon. Sorry, I'm trying to be a little quiet. My wife's asleep. So normally I record these videos during the day, but I didn't have time today. So yeah, you buy up all the product, and then that way you dictate the price. Pretty standard, right? Makes sense, all this stuff. But what I want to talk more about is the psychological ways that you can increase the effectiveness of market manipulation. So the ways that we don't even notice. FOMO, right? Everybody knows what FOMO is. It's a big problem in the hobby. It's a big problem in life. Everybody wants what the Joneses have next door. Everybody wants what their favorite PokeTuber has. A lot of the time FOMO is not intentional. Like, I'm not intentionally trying to cause you FOMO by opening Prismatic Evolutions. Got a Duraludon Pokeball. Are we going to get a hit in every pack? Execute. And a Whimsicott. So FOMO's not always intentional. Sometimes, like I said, I could be doing it to you right now. If I am, I'm sorry. It's not my intention. Sometimes it's people posting on Twitter like, hey, I heard that allocations for Journey Together are smaller. Or they talk about it in their YouTube video. Or anything like that. They're genuinely may just be trying to give you information, but things like that do cause FOMO. Another one that's really good at it is like the Twitter restock accounts, because guess what? They're getting paid when you buy those items. So they'll say things like, oh, this will go quick, or, you're going to miss out if you don't buy this type of stuff. And, then that stuff sells out and they make a little bit of money and whatever. I guess they don't feel bad about it. Of course, they're kind of doing their job. And you're getting products, so what's there to really feel bad about? It can also be thought of as fear-mongering, which, really you shouldn't be afraid of when it comes to stuff like Pokemon cards, but that's definitely a thing. It's just causing an irrational fear in somebody to make them purchase certain items like, oh, Russia's going to flood the United States, you better buy some sandbags, shit like that. Herd behavior, I'm sure we're all kind of familiar with that term. It's where, a group of people start heading one way and everyone else follows them, right? Everyone follows the leader. People with clout can obviously do that a little bit easier. These popular Twitter accounts or YouTube accounts or something, they can say, hey, this is what I think is going to happen. I think Lost Origin booster boxes are going to hit $1,000. I'm buying as many of them as I can. And then guess what? People buy up all the supply because they're following that person, which actually causes their prediction to come true. The framing effect is another one. So framing, like imagine you're framing a sentence. You're saying one thing, but making it sure it sounds the way you want it to. So think of it as like the difference between you're missing out on profit. Okay, by not buying this, you're missing out on profit. Well, if you weren't going to buy that item anyway, you're not missing out on anything. But just by saying it in that way, it's causing your brain to think that you are, in fact, losing out on something. Sneasel, shout out to Fada. Or things like this will cost more later, buy now before it goes up. And if you wouldn't have bought it anyways, you're really not missing out. But it's all about the way our brain perceives this information, right? And that gets us into the dual process theory. So you have essentially two systems in your brain. You have one, the subconscious, the instinct, the things that we do without deep thought. And then you have system two. It's like methodical thought, where you're consciously processing your thoughts, using the information at your disposal to make the best possible decision. Okay, and we got another Pokeball, Spritzy, cleaning up on Pokeballs, and another Spritzy, and a Groudon. So a lot of sales tactics, they attempt to take advantage of your system one, right? They want you to buy instantly. They want you to see these keywords, which cause a trigger in your brain and want you to purchase instantly without thinking about it. They do that to kind of force our hand a little bit because we don't have the time to process things, normal thought process like we would. And they use words like, this will sell out really fast, you're going to be sorry you missed out. And that's where we get things like buyer's remorse, right? I've had it happen to me where something comes in stock and I'm like, oh shit, and I just hurry and buy it. And then later on, I'm like, oh damn, I didn't really want that. It's a sales tactic as old as time, right? Act now. Supplies are limited. They put a little timer on the bottom of the screen. You know, my mom used to buy so much shit on the Home Shopping Network when I was a kid, and they got her with that shit all the time. Hindsight bias. So the effect that someone's prediction coming true weighs heavier than it does when they are wrong. So like, we just consciously, our brain consciously values information that's correct more than it does information that's not correct. Part of that problem is like, if somebody makes a bad prediction and they're wrong, they don't go blasting it all over social media or their YouTube videos or whatever. The dubs, they're like, I told you guys, you should have listened to me. And that stuff really resonates in our brain. Also, I mean, you've heard the word like, I told you so, right? Everybody understands that certain words and phrases have power. And I told you so is an interesting one because, number one, it sucks to hear it. There's almost never any good instance where you hit it. Because usually if someone's saying, I told you so, it's because you were wrong and they were right. So just that kind of phrase, and that's what hindsight bias is, it just focuses on, I told you so, essentially. And that's why that resonates so hard in our minds. Loss aversion. Come on, Glaceon, have something behind there for your boy. Flareon, that's not what I meant. Loss aversion. All right, by making you feel like you're missing out on gains. Even though, like we talked about before, you're not really missing out on anything by just staying out of it. The pain of losing, I thought this was super interesting, and this is a widely accepted psychological theory. The pain of losing is twice as powerful as the pain, or as the pleasure of gaining. So we are more afraid of losing than we are excited to win, which is crazy. I mean, which makes sense, right? Losing something means you lost it. But gaining something is cool, but maybe it's something you weren't expecting to gain. Like, if we don't go in expecting to win, you know, it hurts more to lose than it feels good to win. It's nuts to me, but when you think about it, it's definitely true. And then we have optimism bias, right? Like, people say, look, this box is $80 now, but it's just going to keep going up. Everything always goes up. It'll go up eventually. That's optimism bias. At some point, I'm going to get a little bit away from the psychology and talk about economy here, okay? At some point, this country is going to go into a very, very heavy recession and possibly a depression. It's heading that way. It seems almost unavoidable at this point. The country just keeps printing more money, devaluing our currency. That's why cost of living is so expensive for everything. Like, and this all ties in. We got a Flareon and an Okie Dokie. Come on, baby. Can we get some last pack magic? I mean, this all ties into collectibles because when we go into a depression, I hate to say it, your Pokemon card values are probably going to be shit. The value of everything essentially goes down, right? Like that's one of the way people get rich during depressions is because they have capital and then they buy things like real estate while it's cheap or invest in the stock market when it crashes. Or they're going to have the money to buy up your collection when you can't afford to pay your rent. It's going to happen. Like this idea that Pokemon's always going to go up, it's just not true. Eventually we're going to have to pay the piper on our economy, and it's going to change a lot of things that we do in this hobby. People won't have as much money to buy cards. They won't have as much money to get market manipulated. So, you know, hopefully, if that does happen, hopefully you're smart and you have some money squirreled away. Or hopefully you can see it coming ahead of time. You can pull all the money out of your 401k or your crypto or whatever else that's going to go down because it's going to hurt everybody. Professor's Research Pokeball. We got a Sycamore. Man, lots of Pokeballs. Dracloak, come on, baby. Iron Hands. Damn. Actually feels like EXs are kind of harder to pull in this set. Does anybody notice that? Like, I feel like I haven't pulled damn near, like, Pokeballs seem hella easier to pull than EXs, which is weird to me. All right, well, not what we were going for. We got a Master Ball, right? We got a Professor's Research Pokeball, a Spritzy Pokeball, a Duraludon Pokeball, a Binding Mochi Pokeball, and we got the Noctowl Master Ball. Sorry, I'm tired. It is 11:13 at night. Normally by now I would be kicked back, chilling, playing video games or something mindless. Instead, I'm making this video, and I still have to edit it and post it for tomorrow. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I think I got through everything I wanted to talk about market manipulation. I mean, look at the people who bought that Drowsy. I haven't looked at the price lately. That Drowsy IR from Scarlet and Violet base, when it was up to like $95, and now I think last I heard it was back down to like 60. And it's got to suck for the people that fell for that. So just do your best not to fall into that trap. It's cool, right? Like, if you really like a card and you have the money to spend, no one's gonna shit on you for that. But it is nice to know that you bought something and it didn't instantly lose 33% of its value. So just keep an eye out for that. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this video. I feel like I rambled a little bit. So I don't make a script per se, but I do make an outline of points just to make sure I don't miss out on specific things I want to talk about. And this one was a little bit longer than normal, so I felt like I had to really just keep talking to get through it all with only 8 packs. So, what'd you say? Open one more pack? Oh, if you insist. Oh, look what I just happened to accidentally grab out of there. But yeah, I care. I care if you guys I don't want you losing your asses on cards, right? And yeah, that, Lopunny looking thick. That Drowsy might go back up to above $95 one day, and maybe you'll break even or something, but there is a limit to how much all this stuff can go up. Got a Glaceon Pokeball, Hippopotas, and a Noctowl. Well, the SIR cold streak continues. Yeah, I appreciate it. Keep an eye out for Thursday's giveaway video. I haven't decided what we're going to give away yet. It's either going to be a Blooming Waters box or one of those Chinese gem boxes with the Chinese exclusive art rares in them. I haven't decided. Let me know down in the comments which one you'd rather have me give away. I know some of those, the Chinese art rares are pretty sick. I think that Pikachu's up around $100 or something, which is crazy. But yeah, thanks again to Danny Phantump at the Card Coliseum. Go show that man some love. He's on his way to 200,000 subscribers. And when he does, he's going to give away something $20,000 in value. I don't know. He hasn't decided if it's like one big thing or like a bunch of booster boxes or something. I don't know. I don't know what his plan is. Maybe some vintage, maybe a crazy slab. He's not even sure. But he's making his way up there. So make sure you subscribe to him. Turn on notifications. If you want to learn more about market values and stuff like that, he is way better at this than I am. He really knows his shit. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great week. I was a little disappointed. Friday night, I didn't get a lot of stories about people grabbing this week by the cloister. So that's what I want on Friday night stream. We're going to play Legends Arceus and give away some more Pokemon cards. Hopefully some Journey Together. Hopefully. Still need a Journey Together Pokemon Center ETB. I'm not liking my chances, though. The last couple times I tried to get in on that queue system they have, I got to like the payment screen and I went to checkout, put in all my information, hit the checkout, and then I just got the spinning red Pokeball of Death while people were just checking out. So I don't know. I'm not liking my chances here. But yeah, I will see you guys for Thursday's giveaway video. Make sure you watch last week's giveaway video if you want to get entered to win some Prismatic Evolutions plus an SIR from Stellar Crown. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Have a great week.